So let me ask you this question. When you said his
70
day
million.
improved, he could have went 4 for 4 with 4 homers. The day improved.
Hi,
That's
Bill
true.
Ripken.
What do you
Bill
do?
Ripken.
500, yeah, 500 million. Boom, Rip, go. You got to buy something.
Oh, yeah.
Plane.
An island, maybe, to start with.
I think
Would you have a million houses?
I would
I
buy this
wouldn't.
place. I would buy this place.
What would you change?
Oh, there'd be some changes.
You buy this place, the first thing I change is that picture right there.
Why does it
It's
bother
driving
you?
me nuts. That was a bad decision 10 years ago, and we're living with it.
Why
Still
does
looking
that
at
picture
it.
bother you?
I don't know.
The
Bothers me.
green cummerbund?
Because I'm fat.
I wonder if the person who
dang.
decided to put us in that still works here.
Oh my God.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But let's have some fun over the weekend. The Metsies. Let's give them some love. Pete Alonso's had some big hits. I'm sitting there Saturday night. My man Jesse Winker
Yes.
had.
He sure did.
Hey, listen. If he's on your team, you love him.
If he's not,
If you're playing against him, you can't stand him. But he dives into third right here. He's got the long hair flowing. He's feeling Citi Field. The boys eat him up. George got back spasms
Yeah, I
after
know.
that.
Be
And he
careful.
gives him like I got ice. I got ice water in my veins. Look, but ice.
He brings
Is that
it
what he was saying there?
He
'Cause
brings
I'm
it
not sure.
intensity. I like it.
But what I want to give love to, and you can run this, the Mets bullpen.
Really good, man.
Which people were kind of worried about the pitching coming out of spring training. Up and down the line has been unbelievable. Edwin Diaz, Huascar Brazaban, Max Kranick yesterday, Reed Garrett,
Ryan Stanek throws a billion.
Ryan Stanek, AJ Minter, who they took from the Braves, which the Braves could certainly use back in their bullpen. Take a look at this to start the year. The leaders this season, the Mets, get it done.
Did you have that? Did you have that
Nobody
preseason?
had
Nobody.
But Bill, look, that is, you can't sustain that. So they right? I mean,
I don't. Well, you might not sustain the 1-2-9,
Right.
but there's no reason you can't sustain people going out there getting people out.
sure.
Soto's going to get rolling.
Yeah.
Lindor's going to get rolling. The offense is.
I just want that rotation to come back.
Granite got your guy, Alejandro Kirk, to pop out to the base.
Yeah.
Thought about
Yeah.
you. That's not how you say it.
It's him.
I saw him in spring
Alejandro.
training. He walked by and he smirked. He knows.
Yeah,
Really?
he knows.
Yeah. He's like,
Were you
that's
guys-
not my name.
Were you guys paying attention in Colorado?
Yes, I was actually.
I try not to because I can't breathe when I go to
Yeah, you had a
Colorado.
jammer.
I had a jammer in
Oh, wait.
Colorado, almost passed away. Boom, let's go. Chase Dollander. Okay, number 9 overall. Give it to me, Seth. I think it was a year ago. First pitch of the game, 97, and he gets a play.
Nice.
Making his debut. The Rockies, they're in need of kind of like that guy to put everybody in the seats for win day. Kyle Freeland's gotten off to a great start. I absolutely love him, and I thought it was interesting. 4th inning, 6-3 game, mound visit, little bit of trouble.
And his post-game, he talked about, he said, I made
Watch
these
his
mistakes.
reaction here.
This is how I change him moving forward.
99 sinker.
That's easy cheese.
Easy cheese.
That's
Did you-
that.
He's drafted 2 years ago.
What's that?
Did he come through?
I don't remember.
He was-
That's easy cheese though. That doesn't look like max effort.
You
The
can
gun
see
says
that
it's
the
max
Rockies have the potential of something, a young, nice core developed.
I see it. Same with the A's.
I love Tovar.
The
Yes,
Athletics.
the Athletics, yeah.
Okay. We talked about this the other day, sleeper MVP picks, and I said Mike Trout. And I know he's won it 3 times, but we've kind of been off the bandwagon a little bit, right? He was the 39th player in the top 100, and he was not happy.
He's not happy with it.
He hasn't hit for average yet. Let's get into it. Boom. He's hitting some tanks. He's got 3 quick ones. These balls are stomped on.
Every time he hits it, I think abs.
Tell me he's swinging the bat. Abs right there. Boom.
It's so short and compact.
Watch this left oblique. Got it. But the guy who's even doing more is behind the dish, and he is good looking.
He's a
And
stud.
he's a sweetheart. I played golf with his old man last year. I am in on Logan O'Hoppe.
There's something
Big
about this
way.
kid. He's really good, man.
And I think sneaky Travis d'Arnaud going over there.
He talked about
Kind
that.
of be his mentor. Travis has seen the entire thing, Bill. World Series, he's had a ton of success in this game. So to have someone to lean on like that, I wanted to give O'Hoppe some love because I don't think he gets it. He had a great first half last year, and then kind of
He's homered in 4 straight games.
4 straight.
Yeah.
Do you see anything different with this team? Reason for optimism? They talked about stringing kids together. What do you see so far?
I honestly, I think you gotta let it breathe a little bit more.
And Mike Trout has to stay out there.
Mike Trout has to stay healthy. They gotta pitch. Shanuel's got to be a dude. They gotta pitch at the end of the day. You know who you don't want to pitch to in Fenway Park?
Bregman.
I mean, does this make so much sense? He looks so good in that uni. He had his moments with the Astros. We got it. He'll forever be
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
iconic.
He's one of the greatest Astros to ever wear that
But
uniform.
his numbers in Fenway Park are staggering. He has a 20% pulled fly ball rate year in and year out. The league average is about 16. So, I mean, what park sets up better for him? And he knew it going into the offseason.
Well, there's two parks.
He had more money on the
one
table
that he
for
played
the
at
Tigers.
and this one.
He would have had a tough time hitting in Tigers Park.
Yeah.
For the extent of 7 years. Look at what he does in Fenway. 24 games, 387 with 8. And he's Ted Williams in Fenway Park. Yeah. That's what he does.
Does that factor in, though, a lot, Comerica versus Fenway? I mean, I know but the money trumps everything, obviously.
No, it didn't with him. No, he left 3 years, $51 million on the table.
So that was the reason.
In his thinking, and I can understand it, let me go to Fenway for the 3 years. He's got opt-outs in there for $40 million, and he's leaving 3 for 51. In the real world, that's crazy. In Bregman's world, he would have to play bad not to pick that back up.
It's not crazy because I think, look, you're at a point, you can almost get to the point, and I think if he made the decision, I'd rather play in Fenway Park because my swing and that ballpark, they're going to mesh.
Yeah.
Leave a little bit on the table. Go out there and have success and do your thing because the other ballpark that he played in, that swing is all natural as far as being able to hook stuff. And if you got the green monster sitting out there, you can miss a ball and you can get a cheap double. That's a good feeling. You miss that same ball, it's an out. And
he's had a lot of big hits against the Red Sox in that yard,
Yeah.
and what he's doing now, it's just the beginning.
And
that fan base is already in love with him.
I usually don't love all the skits, the home run skits.
Which one do you like?
I'm in on the ball.
Me too.
Putting
the Wally head.
It's good.
It's so good.
It's
good.
good.
Really good.
Okay, his ex-teammate who started spring training 0 for 21, and it was the talk of slowness, Kyle Tucker. Yeah, I think he's all right.
Yeah.
Good Lord. We're talking about one of the best players in the sport. Spring training means absolutely nothing to the veteran player. Listen, you want to go out there. Run this back for me real quick, because I got the biggest kick out of this, and pause it. I'll pause it. I want to set the tone. It's 17-3. This is a position player coming in. There is no upside as a hitter to facing a position player. You're like, I have to hit something hard. He literally just, like he's playing wiffle ball in the yard, got him. And ditched the bat. He has gotten off to an unbelievable start. Through 12 games as a Cub, he's hitting .319, 5 doubles, 5 homers, 15 RBIs, and coming off Vlad. He's waking up tonight going to Starbucks, having a coffee going.
Look,
Good night.
Is it fair to say, okay, so Vlad gets 5, Soto gets 765. His deal has to start with a 6, yes?
Well,
I mean, it's not out of the, that's not crazy.
If
right?
you're playing common sense game with those two numbers, the answer would be yes.
He's 2 years older than Vlad.
Right.
But he plays amazing defense. He's a great base runner. And he mashes, hits for average. So, yeah, I think.
He came up the other day with the bases loaded. The place is. And he just spits and walks to first base. Like, he doesn't let anything get in his way.
Does he speak?
Yeah. Sneaky funny.
Come on.
Yeah. Group chat guy on Team USA. He was the one sending out the gifts to get the boys going. And then I went, he's amazing. He's an amazing cat, though.
Gotta be
This
careful with
man-
those group chats.
This man knows how to hit.
Yeah, he does.
And I think it's because of maybe his sneakiness, where maybe it's all kind of out there and everything else. He just stands in the batter's box and rakes.
Great.
Sees
And
ball, hit ball.
I think the Cubs are a perfect fit for Kyle Tucker.
Be hard pressed to believe they're going to be the ones to step up.
Well, that doesn't seem. That doesn't sit well with me.
I agree with you.
That does not sit well with me.
Because he's going to play a year on the
The
north
Chicago
side
Cubs are one of the Chicago
that's
Cubs
spot.
are one of the cornerstone franchises of the league, with all sorts of revenue, and they should do
Did you
that.
see Matt
Can I say-
Boyd?
But it's not my money, so I can.
Can I say something bizarre or crazy when you're talking about that
Yeah.
number 5 here and then 7? Can't you compare his numbers to Juan Soto's?
Yes, you can.
So I mean,
I'm going to
if
say
you wanna
something
get-
crazy here.
if you wanna
I'd
get-
rather have Kyle Tucker than Juan Soto. I would. Maybe not in the postseason. I like the totality of the game. Juan Soto's a hitter. Tucker.
So
I could put Tucker in center. He could steal bags.
So with that being
other
said, and what I
things.
said about can you compare his numbers alone to him?
Yeah.
He's getting
Can't you-
766.
Can you not make an argument for him? You can.
Imagine
can.
him hitting in Yankee Stadium with that short right field.
Oh my God.
Good.
Good gracious. I don't know as an Astro fan, I can tell you, but we'll see.
This is real firepower here. We've never tried this in one room before. The firepower of Ron Darling and Sean Casey. The egos on these guys. I'm only kidding.
my
These are the nicest guys in the sport. Great to have you both here.
Yeah, great
Just
to be here,
terrific.
BK.
All right, Sean, give me your overall take. You heard, the 14 years, the $500 million.
I mean, listen, I understand what you're saying, BK. I love this deal. I think if I'm looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, they've tried to hit on Ohtani, they missed. They tried to hit on Soto, they missed. Some big bats. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I feel like he's getting better. He's going into his 26-year-old season. This guy, for me, I think one thing about defensively, you can work on defensively. And I'll tell you the truth, they liked him over at third base, too. They say he's a great athlete over there. He can get better at first. I think a lot of his errors come mental errors and just things that he can get better on. But overall, I like this contract. He's a run producer. He's a six-war player when he's at his best. And I think Toronto needed star power. I know what Mark Shapiro said about star players on losing teams. At the end of the day, up in Toronto, you're playing for a country. They love this guy. He wanted to stay there. He wanted to be there. I think it's a great contract.
Okay.
It would have been. I would have liked this contract much more if that 167 number was the last 4 years.
Right.
Not 2 real good years.
That makes it more like Juan Soto, where the hitting is at a certain level.
I think sometimes what we kind of overlook when you get to the Toronto Blue Jays is that Soto signs a contract, Mets Nation goes crazy. Ohtani signs a contract, everyone in California is going crazy. This is a country. I mean, this is important to Canada that this young man signed with this team. It's very important to them. And how do they get to this number? And you're right. Machado and Harper were both 26, I believe, when they signed 300 and 330. That was the number. And they offered him 300 before the 2024 season. Then he throws up a 942 OPS. Do they love him $200 million more? Well, of course they don't. But they offered him 300. He had a 942 OPS in 2024. Plus Soto is an equal math equation. It gets to the 500 number.
I get it. Politically, it's the move, right? Is that the right reason? I don't know. But I think they can't allow, up there, as we say, since we're down here in the States, they can't allow the Vladdy and Bo Bichette era to end with a whimper, right? It would be bad for business. The thing is, it seems like, oh, wait, they've been losing all this time? They haven't been. They've lost in the playoffs. Take a look at the last couple of years of the Blue Jays. They get kind of a bad rap. I'm usually out here yelling with Mad Dog and that sort of thing all last year. It's like, what have they ever won? Look, they've won case 89, 92, 91. That's winning. Now, last year, that's a bad year. Where there's 88 losses, that's a bad year. But they're getting to the playoffs. The thing is, they're losing in the wild card, and they didn't win a single game. But we know that's kind of a crapshoot. It's flukish. So I think they're reacting to that when actually the era has been good. They just don't want it to end the way the perception is, which is that they never won.
It has been good. No, they have been winning. And the last year was the winning 74. That was the first year they hadn't really done well.
Right.
And you saw the 1 year they didn't make the playoffs. They won 91 games. You know how hard it is to win 90 some games. So when I look at this team, I think the rotation's good. I think they have the star power now. I think Bo Bichette's going to have a monster year. Santander's in there now too. They locked up Jimenez. They locked up Kirk. They're doing some things to make that run. But I think Vladimir Guerrero was that piece, though. The bottom line is this is the entertainment industry. Those fans want to see Vlad Guerrero Jr. as a Toronto Blue Jay for the rest of his career, and they made it happen.
Yeah, but to make it happen, how many years are you going to end up eating? That's what I'm pushing back. Feels good now, and he's
you're going to eat a lot.
Where he's young. And then what concerns me is the mercurial nature of all that. Now, I agree with you. I remember seeing him play a little third base last year, and I was like, who's that? And they go, oh, that's Vlad.
Yeah.
That's Vlad at third. I'm not saying because he's slim, he's in shape, is there. But should you be worrying about is the guy in shape when he's 25, 26 years old?
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. And I also think that as you mature in this game, and Ronnie, can't teach experience. I think the more that he understands how guys are going to pitch to him, I think the more he understands to play 162, which he has done. Play 162. You have to be in a certain type of shape. You have to take care of yourself. And as you get older, it only gets tougher. And I think Vlad Guerrero Jr. understands that.
There's a maturity level where he's at now that he wasn't at 4 or 5 seasons ago. I think that's important to remember. So this signing really gives them the foundation for this organization to move forward. I just watched them play 3 games. It feels like with this contract, that almost ensures that Bo Bichette is not going to come back because he's going to try to compare his own numbers to Vlad's and try to get draft that contract with his own contract. So he's not back. You talked about their starting pitching. I think it's outstanding. I think they could add certainly to their bullpen. But the collateral damage of this at $500 million is that who else are you going to sign? Who is going to complement him on this ball club as you try to have the next golden era of Toronto Blue Jays baseball that is going to make the postseason each and every year? Because even though you don't want this Guerrero Bichette to end kind of softly and silently, it is. It's
well, no, but they keep him now. Now the era goes on forever.
But I'm saying that era, Biggio, Kevin Biggio was
part of that.
Part of that. Right. And it didn't, it didn't end up in the championship, although it's very hard this time.
We'll talk more about this. We'll have a little showdown time. And again, I'm not falling one way or another. It is what it is, right? It is the star business in this day and age, too, with streaming, that if you're going to be selling your product direct to the customers, you want to have stars. The Yankees have stars. Dodgers have stars. They want to play at that level. They want to have their star, and they got him.